Coming up on In the Works, we take a look at a very special culinary academy located on the campus of Tarpon Springs High School, where students are learning the art of preparing fine cuisine from classically trained chefs.
We're also on location at the Derby Club, as high school teams pit their best dishes against one another for a chance at winning first place.
And we interview Tyson Grant, the executive chef of Park Shore Grill. He shares his industry insight with us and what it means to our student chefs as they start a career. All of this and much more is coming up on In the Works.
Hi, I'm Eldon Holloman, a senior at St. Petersburg High School.
Hi and welcome. I'm Marilyn Parker, a junior at Lakewood High School.
We are your hosts for In the Works, a new multimedia series that offers a behind-the-scenes look at the fascinating worlds of careers and career-related programs inside our very own Pinellas County Schools. Each show will feature a unique educational opportunity for students throughout the district. There is so much to see. Our show will be exploring everything from graphic arts and veterinary science to childcare and the culinary industry. For our very first episode, we turn to a career academy that is gaining a sizzling reputation for the creative and tasty dishes coming out of the kitchen. The students from the Jacobson Culinary Arts Academy at Tarpon Springs High learn everything from the art of making the perfect entree to carving a giant ice centerpiece. Our In the Works reporter, Joey Theophilopoulos, will show us why this culinary certification program is such a hot choice for students.
Over here.
Every day is an adventure for students at the Jacobson Culinary Arts Academy. This unique hands-on program teaches high school chefs the ins and the outs of the food service and hospitality industry. Students from around the county are eligible to apply in the 8th grade. Each year, some 75 students with a 2.5 or greater GPA are accepted into the 4-year academy. The academy's professional chefs prepare students for high-paying jobs in the industry.
This program is special because I could only dream of a program like this when I went to high school. I don't think the kids really know how good they have it. It's just, there's no place, I mean, there's so few places that have a full running restaurant where you can serve the public and you can make mistakes. And with all this professional equipment in here, I mean, most restaurants don't have the type of equipment that we do, or the room that we do, or the facility that we do. So it's really an amazing teacher's classroom.
It's good, I like it.
We have 3 culinary chefs here. 2 of us are classically culinary trained and one's a baking and pastry instructor. We're all relevant, you know, we're not teachers, we don't have a teacher's degree. We went and did it ourselves. You know, we all have culinary degrees and we all worked in the restaurants and hotels and all over the world, and that's what we bring to the kids. You know, we can tell them, hey, this is what really happens in a restaurant.
It's a lot. I mean, to have these people come from like this fabulous industry to come in just to teach you how to do what they did, I mean, that's like really nice. I mean, you don't every day have somebody to come in and teach you what they learned to make you love something as much as they do, and that's just like, thank you.
We learn back of the house and front of the house. So we learn hospitality. We also learn, it's not just strictly cooking, like we learn management, how to manage a restaurant, how to like food price, how to price the food that you're gonna have, what plates you're gonna have, the whole entire concept of having a restaurant or having like anything to do with the food industry.
The Jacobson Culinary Arts Academy students have won several key competitions. Their success and reputation is now well known around the entire state.
Almost all of our students who went into culinary schools last year got a scholarship, received one, whether it's from competition or from National Pro Start. Last year, just in competition alone, they received over $350,000 worth of scholarships. Our graduates go everywhere. I would say every year it changes. We have a lot of students go to the Culinary Institute of America, Johnson & Wales, Art Institute, Le Cordon Bleu, all of the major culinary schools. We also have students that go on, you know, I had students that she went into pre-med last year, but she took everything that she learned in 4 years and she's definitely going to apply that to everything she's learning in life.
In addition to the life skills that culinary training offers, students said their valuable training and certification will one day help them pursue their dream culinary career.
I hope to go to get into CIA, Culinary Institute of America, and then from there on in pursue a degree in baking and management.
I am on the culinary competition team for edible carving, or edible arrangements, which I really enjoy. So I'm kind of heading towards something with edible arrangements.
Actually, after I graduate, I'm going into the United States Navy, and I'm going in to be a culinary specialist. So, you know, hopefully cook for some presidents, maybe some Democrats, you know, some U.S. delegates, you know, some nice stuff like that. Make me happy.
I can't wait to see where those talented graduates end up. Thank you for that report, Joey.
Next, we travel to a student cooking competition where professional chefs judge the top student dishes. Our In the Works correspondent, Marissa Allen, has this report on a day of intense preparation, collaboration, and teamwork.
At the Derby Club, students lined up table to table for the 9th annual Culinary Student Pro Start competition. They came from Osceola, Dixie Hollins, Northeast, and Tarpon Springs High Schools. These eager young chefs had limited time and resources to showcase their talents and prepare winning entrees, desserts, and edible centerpieces.
Students had 1 hour to do full preparation. They only were allowed to use the burners, nothing battery packed, nothing electrical, that's it. It's either the burners and their own skills or they had to cut it out of their recipe. So with that hour, they had to do a plate up, which there has 5 components: your entree, your veg, your starch, your sauce, and your garnish. Same is true with desserts, except desserts usually incorporates an ice cream or something like that into it, but you have your main entree item, your crunch factor, your sauce, so on and so forth. And so once they have their plate up design, they take it over to the judges, they take a look at it, and we keep our fingers crossed from there. A lot of students, they come up to the competition, they're very nervous, they're very excited, did I get this, did I get that? And then all of a sudden the switch goes and they're so focused, and it's like boom, 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 just like you always wanted them to do. And then it's, at the end, it's a big relief, the big sigh, and they're like, wow, I didn't do as bad as I thought, I did pretty good. So it's always good to see that transition from the fear to the confidence.
First place is team number 2, Tarpon Springs High School, Lavont Pope, Andrew Zuba, Leo Philpott, and Gula Delima.
The best part of today, I honestly would have to say, is just waiting for them to announce the winners, and just hearing our names being called first was such a joy, because my team has been second for the last 3 years, and to finally be in first place, it was just like an honor, and all our hard work really did pay off.
I'm just grateful that Derby Lane has this every year for the students to come and compete. It's a good learning experience to do for sure.
It is culinary competitions like this that are a win-win for everyone involved. It allows students the chance to get feedback from local chefs, as well as gives professionals the opportunity to see the up-and-coming talent in the area.
This is very important because Florida Restaurant Lodging usually does bring in all the big name chefs in the area, and they come and they see the high school kids and they get to know their faces, especially year after year. And usually about their senior year at these events, they're usually getting a resume or some kind of contact saying, hey, will you come work at my restaurant? So it's really important for them to get their hands out there and actually get that interaction, those chefs saying, hey, yeah, you have some skills, I can see that, come work for me. Start at wherever you need to start at and we'll bring you up, we'll bring your skills up. So that's great.
The proceeds from the event and competition will be going to support the Pro Start Culinary High School programs in Pinellas County Schools. Now we turn to Marilyn for our Question of the Day segment.
Thank you, Eldon. Our question of the day comes from the chef at the Jacobson Culinary Academy, and it reads, what is the second largest day for U.S. food consumption after Thanksgiving Day? Is it A, New Year's Day, B, Super Bowl Sunday, or C, Mother's Day?
Thanks, Marilyn, for that great question. Before we get to the answer, we are now turning to a special in-studio guest who knows a great deal about U.S. culinary trends and consumptions. I'm here with Tyson Grant, the executive chef of Park Shore Grill. Thank you for coming here, Mr. Grant, to talk with us.
My pleasure.
The first question is, what is your outlook for jobs in the culinary industry as well as growth?
Jobs are always growing. They're always out there, and jobs, but it's not for any culinarian. It's for people that are really good at it. So there's a lot of people that need jobs, but there's a lot of openings for people that are really good at what they do.
Okay, now if I was considering going into a culinary program and getting a degree, do you think I would have there is a good amount of jobs available?
Absolutely.
Okay, can you tell me what you're looking for in your hiring process?
What we look for mostly, and I just interviewed a kid today coming out of Cordon Bleu, and he wants to do his apprenticeship there, and I said, well, you know, first and foremost, you need attention to detail, and you need sense of urgency before you even begin to learn how to cook. That's what matters most in the kitchen, is also serving, you know, to your customers. The next thing is knowing your products, knowing where everything comes from, knowing the cuts of meat, knowing your vegetables, knowing the basics. If you don't know that stuff, you're never going to be able to cook that product.
Now, for students coming out of the culinary programs, what stands out to you as a hire, as an employer?
I think what the eagerness and willingness to learn and to really appreciate it. You gotta have passion. You gotta want to be in there. It's a tough business. It's not glamorous at all by any means, not compared to what they see on TV. And you need to appreciate that and know that we're there for one purpose and one person only, and that's the guests that we need to impress.
Now, as a chef, is it necessary to know the outside of the house as well as what you're cooking?
I think you need to know what is expected as a diner. So you need to know that timeliness is a factor, cleanliness is a factor. A lot of kitchens now are open to the dining room as well, so you need to be clean, shaven, properly groomed. Customers are always watching, so you need to really appreciate that.
Is there any words of wisdom or anything that you can add for kids or students that are looking into the culinary field?
Be ready for to start at the ground up and be a sponge to absorb as much as you can from the ground up, because you never stop learning, and every day is always going to be different.
Thank you so much, Mr. Grant, for coming to speak with us today. Before I let you go, what is your opinion on the question of the day?
I think after knowing what I serve on Mother's Day, Super Bowl, and during New Year's Eve, I think the answer has to be Super Bowl.
Is that right, Marilyn? What is the answer to the question of the day?
He's right, Eldon. The answer is B, Super Bowl Sunday. Americans reportedly eat 1 billion chicken wings and some 28 million pounds of chips while they cheer on for their favorite team. And that's it for this week's episode of In the Works. We want to thank you for joining us, and until next time, I'm Marilyn Parker.
And I'm Eldon Holloman. Don't forget to tune in for another installment of In the Works. Have a great day.